Despite the fact that I have a shop cluttered with power tools, I would like to make a quick case for the hand miter saw. This one is my grandfather's. It is your run-of-the-mill Craftsman, and it's one that you can easily find at any flea market. Couple of things that make it nice. First are the locks that let you lock the saw up. That dramatically simplifies the operation. These work either as stops or pseudo clamps. You slide this over and then you can twist this lever, and what that does is it both holds down and pushes back. It's pretty nice. If you find one of these, it's a pretty good chance the bearings will be frozen. Really simple operation. You get in there on each side and you lubricate the bearings. If they're adjustable, you want it to hold the saw snugly, but you don't want to fight it during the cut. If the blade is dull, well, I'm sorry to say you're kind of on your own with that one. To use the saw, go ahead and mount it to a board or your bench. Something that's stable. If it's not stable, you want to clamp it down. It makes the whole operation much easier. These clamps can be a little weak, so you just put your hand there, lift it up. That'll allow you to flip these levers and drop the saw blade down. The biggest problem I tend to have is trying to use too much saw, pulling it too far back. And there you can see the cut. It's really not a bad cut at all. I don't use this much in the shop where I have the miter saw, but I do use it a lot if I'm trimming a house. I'll bring this, you're just doing a door casing or something like that, nothing is faster or easier. Yep, your wood's missing. Good job. Nothing is faster or easier than just using the miter saw. As far as adjustment goes, you want to adjust the depth stops, and if your saw doesn't have these, you'll have to make them. Depth stops right there, so the blade doesn't cut into the aluminum base. Hitting it once in a while, not really going to hurt it. Hitting it all the time, you might as well not have the saw at all. Also, oil. You want to put a few drops of oil on those rollers every once in a great while. You don't want to make a mess, but every once in a great while. And I will occasionally clean up the blade with a little bit of Scotch-Brite, and I'll stay away from the cutting edge because I don't want to lose the kerf on the saw. But yeah, this is a 24-inch Craftsman. It's a great old saw, and if you're working in an apartment, this thing would do fine. This is all they used to have, and yeah, before you could get those compound adjustable miter saws, this is what you used, and they work very, very well. They have an automatic clamping system down here, locks them into place. Daddy? Self-zeroing, and it has 15, 30, and 45 already set. So if you see one, don't just necessarily pass it up. I would take this over the cheapest model electric because they just don't cut square. And if it's not cutting square, you're just pissing in the wind. You're wasting all of your own time. So if this is all you can afford, don't feel sorry for yourself. It works great, and there is some satisfaction that comes from using it.